All right, Becca, I know you've been asked this question a zillion times. How frustrating is it that girls in this house who were 24, 25, 26, they were pointing out your age as if that 3 years between you guys is that much of a big deal?
Yeah, to be honest, the age thing is just so frustrating. What's more frustrating is that women can't stay in their own business and in their own relationships with Arie, and instead they're looking around and worrying about other people's relationships, which to me is just coming from a place of insecurity. I wasn't worried about like, oh, he likes this 29-year-old, maybe he won't like me because I'm so much, no. And so that's the whole thing with that is, it's not even so much about the age thing because I get that it's a concern having a 14-year age gap. It's just more of like stay in your own business, which so many people did not.
You're so smart and so articulate, and like you kind of verbally kicked Tia's butt today. And how do you feel about that?
You know what? At first, in the beginning, I think that's what it was about for me. I'm like, I just want to like slam her into the ground. And then I realized the more that I was expressing, I was like, wow, this isn't just coming from a place of revenge. Like this is coming from a genuine place of hurt. And it's something I've simmered on for the past 3 months since filming. And so the more I was able to talk about it with her and have an actual dialogue with her that we haven't had the chance to have, I felt more relieved than anything. And now at the end of all of it, I kind of feel just so much better because I don't even have to think about it anymore. I got that out there. The world saw me speak my piece. So I'm glad that's over with.
How does it feel to be the girl with the most Instagram followers, the girl who gets to go on Kimmel?
It feels great. It's certainly not anything I really expected out of all of this, but hey, I mean, since I got dumped, why not just enjoy everything that comes after it?
Absolutely. What do you think it is about you that generates that response from the fans?
Well, I think obviously I do provide something different that people haven't seen on the show before. I've got short hair and maybe I'm a little bit more transparent about things than people have been in the past. But honestly, I was saying this earlier that I think people just gravitate towards someone who's not afraid to be themselves on camera. And there are a couple other people like that too. Like Tia was like that. I think Bekah was like that. Even Kendall, just people who aren't trying to curate their presence. And I think when you do that, kind of like Crystal did, you come off as insincere, and it kind of is exactly what you don't want it to do. People will think you're fake and will think that you're a bad person. Instead of just like owning it. If you're gonna be crazy, own it. If you're gonna be emotional, own it. If you're gonna call someone out, just do it, you know?
I agree. You just come across so authentic. And one of the things that you do on your Insta story is watch the episode, and you'll like live stream it basically with your friends, and you cringe every time you watch yourself kiss Arie. Is it better to experience kissing Arie than it is watching yourself?
Yes, it's way better to experience kissing Arie because he is an amazing kisser. But yeah, watching it, especially with all your friends, is just horrible. And knowing that your cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents are all watching it too is just terrible.
Speaking of parents, you called your mom during Women Tell All today. She explained the whole scenario about you going up to the weed farm and you didn't have service. How does it feel to be, well, being outed for working on a weed farm, and two, getting the only like parent interaction on a tell-all?
Oh my gosh, is that like the only time that's ever happened?
From when I've been watching for about like 7-8 years.
Well, I love that because my mom is not a fan of the show, which is the hilarious part. I'm like surprised they were even able to get her to call in because she thinks it's ridiculous, and I think she's only watched half of the episodes that I've been in so far. Yeah, but for the record, which I want to clear up, everyone's like, oh, Bekah really is 22. She's a weed farmer. I'm like, no, I don't live in Humboldt. I'm not a weed farmer. I'm still a nanny that lives in LA. I needed a couple weeks to decompress after 6 weeks of hell and craziness being on The Bachelor. So, that being said.
Yeah, I have one more question for you. You're not with Arie.
No.
We can assume you might be on Paradise. Who would you want to see on Paradise and possibly date from this Bachelor alum?
To be honest, nobody that's in the Bachelor fam right now. Seriously, nobody. I'm excited to see what the new batch of men is going to look like and then maybe pick from there. But honestly, right now, like the past 3 months since filming, it's like the first time I've really been just able to be single, not even seeing anybody, dating anybody, talking to anybody, and I'm just enjoying doing Bekah right now. So we'll see what happens.